So how do you know that you're meant to be an entrepreneur? Is there something that you need to feel? Is there something that you need to do? It can be trained to anybody. Like you said, not everybody needs it. Some people are meant to be employees and want to do that actually. They don't want to.
Most people want to be employees.
Okay.
They want the paycheck and they want the pension. They want security. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
But many people today don't have that choice. You know, if you lose your job, like my poor dad eventually lost his job. And then he realized going to school, getting a job, didn't help him, a PhD. He didn't have the skills for the world. He stepped out of the academic world and onto the streets. The cats ate him alive out there. Most school teachers cannot survive in the real world. Not in my world, at least, because they don't have the mental strength, spiritual strength, emotional strength, or the education to sustain the battles of being an entrepreneur. I have international businesses, thousands of employees. A school teacher, they don't have that. They don't want that. But unfortunately, with artificial intelligence coming in and replacing more and more people, soon the Uber drivers will be out of jobs too.
Because of Tesla and all these other ones that are creating,
driverless cars. So all the truck drivers and all this, they're out of work.
Which is the biggest category of employment in the USA. I think that's right.
What's it, truck drivers?
Drivers, biggest employment category.
It's the biggest category for men.
Yeah.
You see all these men who are, John Wayne and Tarzan and Rambo. Yeah. They're going to be out of work.
So what do you think? So let's say I'm 22 right now, or I'm 25, or I'm 30. Let's say I'm 18. Let's say I work with myself and I start questioning my beliefs and I start realizing that I've been brainwashed and there's no real reason I should get a job, I should do all these things. And I might be in a situation, because this is what most people do, they pay a lot of money for the education and they end it, and then there's no job waiting for them. Because
they learn nothing about money.
And they have the worst type of debt, which is student loan that you cannot...
Very smart young men.
Yeah. So they're like 130,000 in debt. So how do you recommend, because most people are in that situation and they're even more attuned to safety because now they have debt, so they're afraid. So what do you think that person should do? They've started to question their beliefs. They got it. They know, okay, I've been brainwashed. I know, but what do I do now?
Yeah. Well, not to be commercial about it, but that's why I created the cash flow game.
Yeah.
It's the only game that teaches accounting.
Yeah.
And most people come out of school, they don't even know what accounting is. They say, oh, they taught me to balance a checkbook. I'm going, big deal, You have to know assets and liabilities. You must understand taxes. The rich don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
And the rich use debt as money. So the question is, that's what I had to do when I was in my 20s. I said, how is it the rich learn to use debt as money? That's a challenge. And the brain goes,
because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you got it. And then how do they not pay taxes? And what you'll find out in my new book, Fake, is the combination of debt and taxes. You see, the more debt I use, the less tax I pay.
Right.
It's counterintuitive.
And that works because you're creating jobs, or why is that working?
There's many reasons, and that's why I have the best tax advisors. The biggest thing for most young people is that our schools teach us to be ICs, independent contractors, or self-employed, or even if you're an employee, you're still an independent contractor as a job, and you do it by yourself. I think much of the young world is in the selfie world. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Whereas in my world, it's a team sport. I'm a rugby player. I go on the field with a team, toughest, meanest guys I know. And so you could be the A student from Princeton, but I go on this field with 15 tough men, kick your ass. And so the average guy is coming out there, like, oh, I got an A, I went to Princeton, I went to Harvard, and then corporate America comes out and they go, boom. So that's why when I talk to young people, I say, look, it's a team sport. So the first person I have is a bookkeeper. Bookkeeper is the lowest paid person on my team, but the most important.
Right.
The bookkeeper then keeps the accurate records that my accountant can use, and my attorney can use, and my banker can use. That's the combination there. And my banker, my attorney, and my accountant must work together as a team. Most people, they're bankers, accountants, and attorneys, don't work together as teams. Because in school, we're taught to take our tests on our own. If you ask for help, you're cheating. In my world, it's called cooperation. And what I found with most smart people, they don't know how to cooperate. They don't know how to ask for help. Because in their brains, that's cheating. It means you're stupid. It means you're weak. It means you're stupid. I didn't have that problem because I was stupid in school, so I was asked for help. But the teacher says that's cheating. Just think about this. It's like a basketball team. They're playing basketball. But you went to Harvard, you have a master's, a PhD, but you're playing against 5 guys. I don't care how smart you are. Those 5 guys will kick your butt all day long.
This is not in the movies. Bruce Lee cannot really beat 10 people in real life,
that's right? But that's
in the movies, that's what's perceived. Like if you're good enough, you can beat 10 people.
Yeah,
in real life, you're going to lose every time.
Not in the corporate world. So I operate according to the rules of corporate America.
Yeah.
I don't operate according to the rules of employee America. They're different. The tax rules for corporate guys is less than employees. Employees pay the highest taxes.
Yeah.
Guys like Trump and me pay 0.
And people are angry at that, which is very interesting. People are very angry at people that don't pay taxes, which is, again, a proof that people cannot wrap their heads around that.
Because they've been hypnotized. Go to school, get a job, work hard, pay taxes.
Yeah.
Until they change those words, their lives are not going to change. So they get angry.